In episode 12, the head of the Saikai Taikai meets with the head of the All Valley because that is where Daniel said the tournament will take place. While Gunther is dealing with political BS from this group, everybody else is back to training. The kids, however, are going to train alone for the time being. This is going to allow Daniel and Amanda to head on up and enjoy a little alone time together. They're going to do a wine tasting. As they go to leave, they see Chozen outside tending to a garden. And Chozen's been a little... Well, he's trying to get over the Kimiko situation as best he can, but the mailman shows up at the worst time with a letter from Kimiko, but unfortunately it's not the letter he wants. Kimiko says she loves him as a friend. Yeah, Chozen just got friend zoned, which is something I'm very familiar with, and the DMs are very much open. Anyway, we're moving on. A very dejected Chozen heads on in the house to watch Storage Wars, and Daniel tells Amanda, we can't leave him alone. I mean, you didn't see him in Spain. He was a mess. We got to bring him along. Amanda even has a great idea. She's going to bring Moon's mom, Winnie, along and do a blind date. Chozen's a little standoffish about this whole blind date idea, and Amanda and Daniel really talk up Moon's mom, Winnie. You definitely see where Moon got the whole astrological thing from. Winnie's all about that aura and gemstones, all of that, which is the exact opposite of Chozen. He doesn't believe in any of it. They end up, though, finding common ground. While, yeah, she's into all that stuff that Chozen isn't into, she also really likes Storage Wars, which is one of Chozen's favorite shows. She's even able to convince Chozen to do a tarot reading card. She flips over one and sees that he's been dealing with a severe loneliness, which definitely fits. And then there's the death card, which is like, well, someone's dying. She wraps it up by saying that she feels like the journey he's been on is about to end and somebody with his strength and resolve will be waiting on the other side. Right away, Chozen thinks that maybe she's talking about Kim. Chozen, however, feels like that's not possible, and when he says, no, you can do it, you're choosing not to. And Chozen appreciates her message. Meanwhile, Daniel and Amanda went off to get drunk and fester on one throwaway comment that Winnie had. Winnie has a daughter that already went off to college, and Winnie said, nothing prepares you for the heartache of seeing your firstborn go. And when both Daniel and Amanda heard that, they just harped on it. But then they get word that Carmen has gone into labor, and everything changes. They got to get back into the city. This couldn't have happened at a worse time for Johnny. He got pressured by Carmen's mom to propose, so he started looking up the details on how exactly he was going to do that in order to make it a special occasion for her. He even goes and talks to his friend Bobby about it, whether God would punish him for bringing a baby into the world out of wedlock. And Bobby says, no, Johnny, he's not going to punish you for it. They have a really nice chat. Johnny feels better about the situation, and then he goes off to continue to do research on how he's going to propose. Somehow in one day, he found time to go to the church, talk to his friend, go to a cooking class, buy a suit, and buy flowers. I mean, it was like the most productive day I've ever seen. But that all changed, obviously, when Carmen went into labor. Meanwhile, Robbie was over at Miyagi-Do training because he knows he's going to have to take on Axel now that the finals are back on. That's where Hawk and Dimitri come in. They've created an AI simulation that mimics everything that Axel has ever done. Miguel is going to be playing Axel, and Robbie will just have to fight him. But Robbie is really, really struggling with this. He just can't seem to beat him. And not only can he not seem to beat him, but according to the computer, his odds of success continue to go down. He gets so frustrated he walks off. He's thinking about quitting, and Miguel has to track him down and remind him that he's never been a quitter. He gives him a really, really intense hype-up speech, and they head back out to train. Meanwhile, Sam went to go track down Tory, who has no interest in returning to the Saikai Taikai. She's done. And while Sam wants her to return to the tournament because she wants to beat the best, she realizes that if Tory is not going to compete, Tory would make an amazing training partner. It takes a lot of work, and Sam also kind of gives Tory a hype-up speech, but it's more about, you're not going to lose your friends because you put on a Cobra Kai gi. Trust me, we have your back. Tory hasn't officially agreed to enter the tournament again, but now she's leaning towards it at the very least. Back at the hospital, though, Johnny arrives with his suit, and he realizes that it's now or never. He's got to propose to Carmen. He does so with band behind him. Friends and family are behind him, and of course Carmen says yes. Bobby walks in, he marries them, and they are officially married before the baby shows up. A few hours later, everybody is brought back into the room to meet Johnny and Carmen's baby, Laura, who is named after Johnny's mother.
Thank you so much for checking out this recap. Please consider subscribing to the channel and subscribing to my Patreon. Hit thumbs up if you liked it. Smash that thumbs down button if you thought it sucked. If you left a comment, I don't get back to you. I usually don't check the comments unless they're like a super comment. Also, if you don't see the next video up on the end screen, not to worry. It'll be up in a day or two.